Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. If you're just joining me and this is your first time, I want to say hello, welcome you, and tell you thank you. Thank you for being here. Today, we're going to be getting into something that I used to identify as, and I used to think and believe that I had to identify as it to identify with true healing and true recovery from emotional abuse and neglect. And I say that in place of the term narcissistic abuse because there's so much out there about narcissistic abuse. But truly, what it is disconnecting and breaking free from them and stop looking at them and all the things that make them them and what's wrong with them and why did they treat you that way? Why do they talk to you that way? Do those certain things to you? And they do it because they have narcissistic traits and tendencies. But truly healing and breaking away from that cannot occur with a continued focus on them. It has to be turned around, it has to be turned inward, and it has to be a journey inward, a focusing on you. And so many people ask and have this question, what's wrong with me? And we go on this journey to try and figure that out. And in that we experience a lot of emotion. We get stuck in a lot of different ways. We go through a lot of things, a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but you went through that when you were in the relationship with the narcissist. And a lot of people have fear about going inward because what's going to be there? What am I going to discover? What am I going to experience? What am I going to feel? What am I going to think? What am I going to believe? You're going to experience the things that you experienced in the relationship because those were the things that were already occurring within you. And in an effort to not be what you've always been, you try and believe that you have to be something other than what you've always been. And I remember someone telling me, you need to read Codependent No More by Melanie Beattie. And I don't want to discredit that book. It served different parts of my life then, but just the sheer language of it, no more. You think you have to be that no more. And then why? How do I not be codependent? Because we're all codependent. And to think that you have to be that no more or that something is wrong with you if you are does so much more damage. It causes so much more pain. And you're trying to get out of the damage that was done. You're trying to get out of the pain and move into this space where you are okay with yourself, where you actually like yourself, where you love yourself. Because when you like and love yourself, then you can align with others who like and love themselves too, others who will be there for you, respect you, and support you. But if you're believing that you have to believe that what you are, you can't be anymore, you're going to continue to find that you struggle. You're going to continue to find that you experience pain, that you still feel fucked up, that you still feel out of alignment, that you still feel like something's wrong with me because I've been doing this stuff and it says I have to not be empathetic because empaths get taken advantage of. Empaths get attracted to narcissists. And to believe that you have to not be dependent or codependent or empathetic is to believe that you are not supposed to be what you're meant to be. So I remember the beginning of my journey, and this journey, I think it's funny to even call it that. The beginning of the journey is actually like when you're born. It's not like, oh, I was in a really shitty relationship and now I'm going on this journey to not be what I've always been. You're really going on a journey of discovering, and all of life is a journey of discovering. And there's different levels, and there's different layers, and there's different times and places and ways that we experience that discovery. So when you're on a journey, the beginning of the journey, to try and figure out, why was I with this person? Why did I stay for so long? Why did I let someone treat me this way? You're really wondering what it is about you. What's wrong with me? Why did I do this? And all of those questions are questions that you ask of yourself. So it's a self-discovery journey, and there is an element of discovering why you were with people who had certain traits and characteristics and did certain things to you, but all of those are opportunities. And most often we feel like they're painful opportunities because we're so distracted by the like the power of the energy that people with those types of traits and characteristics have, it's almost like you get caught in this daze. It's almost like you're in this you're under hypnosis. You're sucked into this illusion. It's almost like a movie that you want to change the channel to, but you can't. It's like there's no batteries in the remote. And then there's this discovery of, oh my God, I can do that. I just need to do something. I need to be the one to put the batteries in the remote and then change the damn channel. And to do that is to discover that you've got to do something different within yourself, that you yourself have emotional wounds. You have particular beliefs about yourself, and they're always limiting. They're always negative. They're always detrimental. And those have been programmed in you. You've been conditioned a certain way to be in certain situations, in particular environments that are just perpetuating, compacting, and compelling the pain that you're experiencing. So, in that journey, I discovered there are many labels, and so many of the labels are hurtful, are painful. And one of the biggest labels is codependent. And there are courses on how to be codependent, no more, there are books on it. And the truth is, you always have been and you always will be dependent on certain things. Imagine if you weren't codependent on air. You wouldn't be alive. Imagine if you weren't codependent on shelter, on food. If you were like, no, I don't want to be dependent on that anymore, you literally wouldn't survive. We are all dependent on particular things. So to think that you have to not be codependent would mean that you don't depend on relationships, you don't depend on other things outside of you to be the real you. And the truth of it is we're all codependent. So to think that you have to be that no more is to think that is to go on this quest and this constant journey of how do I not be what I am. And that's the complex and the thinking that if you're not, then there's something wrong with you, and you're always going to live life feeling broken, feeling damaged, feeling that you can't evolve, you can't move forward, you can't achieve your dreams, you can't go after the desires of your heart, and it's out there for other people because I'm just sitting back here stuck, dependent on all these things, because it's bad to be codependent. And if I'm codependent, I'm a bad person, and life is always going to be this way. Really what's going on is in that space, you are fighting your natural creation. You're fighting your natural ability. It's a superpower to be codependent. When you're codependent and you're dependent on people who trust in you, who believe in you, who see the best in you, you are going to begin to adopt those same traits, qualities, and beliefs. You're going to begin to trust in you, believe in you, see the good qualities and traits about you, not think that you need to go out there and change them or fix them because there's something wrong with them. You're going to begin to believe in them and see them for what they are. They're your strengths. They're your superpower. They're your greatest and best qualities. So to go out there and think, man, there's something wrong with me because I'm codependent, because I've experienced emotional abuse and I've been with narcissists in the past, and I need to get to this place where I believe that nothing is wrong with me, so I need to not be that. Well, you are, because you're human. I'm human. We're all human. We all depend on lots of things to allow us to survive, to aid us in thriving, to aid us in being who we were created to be and designed to be. And you've got gifts placed inside of you. And that's the thing, is we don't believe in those. When we believe we have to be something that we're not, we get caught in this complex and this struggle and this confusion of how do I break out of that? How do I get free from that? Instead of how do I embrace it? How do I develop it? How do I grow it? How do I expand it? How do I allow that to be a part of who I am and have that be one of the best things about me? So that's where a lot of pain comes from, is striving to be something that you're not. So I want to caution you, when you're on your journey to healing and you're trying to do things that you believe should help you, and you're finding that they're hurting you even more. There's something there. There's something to discover there. And it's not something to shy away from or to be afraid of, because that is the very thing that will allow you, when you open, when you accept, when you embrace, to believe that you fit in, to really know that you belong. Because we all want to fit in, believe that we belong, feel loved, feel heard, feel understood, feel accepted, and feel connected. And in that, we need to be dependent on particular things, particularly the beliefs that we have about ourselves. That's the greatest thing that we're dependent on. Because if I have an unconscious belief that says, you're not good enough, you suck, and here's a lifetime of evidence that supports that, I'm going to continue to feel that. But if I'm dependent on a belief that says, you're amazing, you went through what you went through for a reason, you experienced what you experienced for a reason, because there were lessons in there, there were opportunities in there, there was reflection in there, a mirror reflection of that projection. And when I'm truly honest with myself, I felt like I was the narcissist too, because I was doing the same things. I was lying, I was cheating, I was manipulating, I was mixing in half truths, and I was the same way. But when you understand that I was that way because I believed I wasn't good enough, I believed I wasn't worthy enough, I believed that I couldn't make it in life without that person, that they were right about all the horrible things that they said about me, I began to believe those things. And I began to feel those things. I began to experience those things. Those are the things that were showing up and expressing in my life, or manifesting, as some people like to call it. But when you are dependent on the belief that you're a badass, you are enough, and you are perfectly imperfect as you are. You believe that there's nothing inherently wrong with you, and your identity is, I am me, and I was created to be me for a purpose and for a reason, and I went through what I went through for a purpose and for a reason. Then everything shifts and everything changes. So you can be dependent on many things, a million things, and feel so damn good about it. I'm dependent on my yoga teacher. I get there, my favorite yoga teacher's not there, and there's a sub there. I'm like, damn it. I depend on them to help me experience an incredible yoga class. I'm dependent on clothes to keep me warm. I'm dependent on my daughter to have fun and laugh with and enjoy a beautiful weekend in nature with. And we do so many things. We're dependent on each other in such a beautiful relationship. So we're dependent on so many things. And it's a co-creation and a collection of beliefs and experiences and thoughts and feelings that create our lives. So to say that you don't need to be dependent on those things is to say that you're not going to appreciate experiencing and existing and feeling safe to just be you. So that is something that used to be very triggering for me, is like, you're not supposed to be that anymore. How? Because in the effort to try and not be what I was created to be and what you were created to be and what we were designed to be, there's a lot of tension, a lot of contention, a lot of frustration, and a lot of not being able to sleep at night and doing things that self-harmed and self-sabotaged because I believed I shouldn't be what I was. So there's a beautiful evolution and journey to healing. The fastest, most exponential way to get to that place where you're completely content with where you're at in every area of your life is to get your inner unconscious or subconscious beliefs in alignment with where you are, what you desire. Not to say that anything is wrong with you, but to internally and unconsciously believe, feel, know, think, experience that you're in alignment. And when you're in alignment with that, you get in alignment with other things that you desire. Whether it's a healthy relationship with another person, whether it's a healthy relationship with yourself, whether it's with a healthy relationship with the mirror, looking back at yourself and going, wow, I am pretty enough. I no longer look at this and go, oh my God, what, ew, God, I always, what is wrong with me? Why does it always happen? Or grabbing your little like love handles and going, ew, I have muffin top. No, that is your body. Yeah, it is your body. That's a part of who you are. And that can be something that you love about yourself, that you fully, openly accept and embrace, and not something that you think, well, I remember when I was with the ex and they would grab it and shake it and go, if you're running an extra 3 miles, you can get rid of that. That's the shit that I used to be told. And it developed, it morphed into body dysmorphia, into bulimia, into over exercising and becoming obsessed with that, and then becoming obsessed with eating like 300 calories per meal. And so it would be like less than 1,000 calories a day so I could fit into a certain size jeans. And it just leads to such deprivation and so much self-harm. So when you get into that place of alignment, you're unconscious beliefs, your thoughts, and you feel like, you know what? I could be 180 pounds. I could be 140 pounds. I could be 100 pounds. As long as I feel good, as long as I feel healthy, as long as I have energy, as long as I feel like I love myself and I'm not self-harming, I'm not self-sabotaging, I'm not self-deprecating, then it doesn't matter. It's just a number. It's just a relationship with gravity. And that's just one expression of an experience that we have when it comes to having this relationship with ourselves. So when you're in an alignment with beliefs about yourself that empower you, that allow you to express yourself freely, openly, safely, and not needing to fit into this particular box because someone else said that I'm not good enough if I'm not in this box or that box, or if I haven't accomplished this or achieved this by then, and finding that you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, where they're at in their life at a certain time, then every day, every day is a good day. I tell my daughter this, guess what today is? And she's like, a good day to have a good day. I say, yes. Guess what today is? An awesome day. It's an awesome day to have an awesome day. Then every day becomes that. And you stop beating yourself up. You stop beating yourself up. The voice that you experience, that you hear inside your head, is one that motivates you, loves you, encourages you, and empowers you. And that's what I want for you, because I've been there too. And I believed I had to not be something that I was to be what I wanted to be. So I'd love to connect with you guys, and go on that journey even deeper if it's something that you're ready for. Until then, just know that you don't have to not be what you are to be who you're meant to be. Okay? I love you guys. Oh, you just watched the video on limerence. Interesting one, isn't it? Isn't that word? Hello from Seattle. So good to connect with you guys. I love you. And I am going to hop off now, but I am going to be coming on here a lot more live because I love it. All right, guys, sending you so much love. You can always find out more information in the links in my bio. You have a great day too, because it's a great day to have a great day. Love you guys. See you soon.